All right, so I've seen a bunch of videos online about this ship, and actually the ship is right there. They always like never tell you where that ship is at, which is funny because it's really out in the open. But that ship right there was an old casino ship, and I'm not sure what these ships are. I have to do some research, but that ship there was an old casino ship, and I believe there's a couple other casinos. The thing about this place, this is like a boat graveyard, and the other YouTubers out there try and gatekeep and stuff, but this is, you know, a commercial area. It's not like it's really hidden, but these gates are usually closed. So I figured today, since they're open, we'll go on out and take a look. All these boats are decommissioned or, you know, damaged or repossessed somehow. Either way, no, they're all not functioning currently. So this looks like a old ship that would go into, you know, the real cold areas of the Atlantic, maybe, you know, higher. This one here looks like it was probably another casino boat of some sort. It's hard to see because they have everything sanctioned off here, but we'll see. Okay, looks like they're working on the inside of that one. So coming on up here. So this boat here is out of New York. And what a lot of people don't know is down here, they pull these boats here, and they stay here until they either get fixed and go back out, or they just are gone for good. And sometimes they'll sink out here, which is very interesting. You see, I mean, these suckers are rusted out, really damaged. There's power on this boat. Coming up here, this is the Blue Horizon, and the Blue Horizon is a pretty well-known boat. A lot of history behind it, and yeah, we'll just come up and take a look. It actually had other names before. You can see it's called Island Breeze 2 at one point. When it was the Blue Horizon, it was the casino ship. Before that, it was something else, but if you look, it is really rusted all over there, and you can see all the disarray down here. So there's a lot of history on this boat, and we'll overdub some of that and share some of the info. I'm not going to jump on these boats like some of the other YouTubers. You know, I'm not about to get a trespassing charge over trying to get some footage, but there's a lot of footage out there you can see. Let me back up here. You can see Blue Horizon. Now, I've seen this ship when it was brand new looking. It looks really, really nice. You can see they have a no trespassing sign up here, but people will get up here and climb up and stuff. They've had to bolt the doors closed there. And, you know, it's probably not safe to get in here. If you just look at how rusty and damaged all this stuff is, it's pretty gnarly, and it's definitely not one place that I want to, you know, go into and then fall through like a rusty hole or whatever. I've seen some other YouTubers jump on and have, you know, a few issues, you know, and so the interesting thing about this ship is still got everything kind of ready to go. It's got the rescue boat there. You can see like this door right here. I bet you this is how people are probably getting on. You go through here, I'll look. Yeah, a lot of these doors here are accessible. People can jump on there and do stuff, but I'm not going to do that. There's enough footage online, you can see that, but you see that it is accessible, but it is no trespassing. So, but on that ship, I have seen they still have all the casino games, the slot machines, the tables, and I've seen people get up there. But if you look, I mean, look at the railings of it. They're so rusted out. I mean, this boat needs like basically parted out and disassembled. I think that they had so many problems from engine troubles and state troubles as far as with the gambling and everything else that they ended up having to park it, and whenever something sits in water, it is just going to rust away. And you can see up there, there's so much rust. It would take, you know, probably more to fix this boat than it would be to just build a new one. And so at some point they should take everything that's salvageable, take it off there, and start just taking it apart, decommission everything, and get it out of this graveyard here. Because what will happen is eventually it'll just sink here, and then they're going to have to tow everything out of here. And all these ships are kind of in the same condition. This little boat right here, I think, is very interesting. That also looks like it was probably a small, like, river casino boat, and then they pulled it over here. This looks like some sort of work boat of some sort. So, you know, who knows why that's here. Some of these ships, they just are here temporarily, and others is where they go to die. I'm never been all the way down this, so I'm going to go down this now. Someone has a yacht here, which is nice. It looks like it just needs a little bit of attention, but still looks fairly decent condition. So that has the name Amazing Grace. I like that. This one looks fairly updated. It looks like they're working on it, doing some cosmetic work, and then they'll have to paint it and everything. But this one looks like it's in pretty decent condition. Like, who knows, like whose boat it was. Some of these boats were owned by gangsters and everything else. You look at the back here, like the tables are pretty weathered and stuff like that. So it's been out here for a little while. The rest of the boat, it looks like they're bringing it back to something, you know. So what's funny is, like I said, people trying to, you know, gatekeep this boat as if it's a secret. Right across there's a pretty big park that we just went to. You see that building right there is right next to the park, and so where those boats are and everything, that's little docks that go into the park. It's Green Cove Springs, really nice little town, and this is just off the beaten path. But you know, we've got the Blue Horizon right there, and it looks like these other boats, like this Amazing Grace boat, was out of Jacksonville, so it's just up the road a little bit. They're probably working, they probably had something go wrong and they're working on restoring it. The boats in front of there, I think they're on their last leg as well. And then these down here, I'm not sure what they are. We'll take a look. Pretty windy out here. You can see that there's some storms out there on the horizon. Still a beautiful day. This is, you know, beginning of July here in Florida, and you'll have days like this. It's about 90 degrees, but a nice breeze, and you know, you got some dark clouds, and then you look that way and it's all clear. So no storm over there. You just turn around and we got storms over here, and then over there it looks like it's also not stormy. This is early evening time. We're looking at about just after 7 o'clock in the evening, quarter after 7. So this is sunset. In photography, this is golden hour, which is a great time to take photos. I didn't bring my camera gear out here because I was just gonna go do a nice little romantic walk with my wife, and we decided to just take a peek and see if this place was open, and it was. So. All right, so this looks like a little floating hose management system. It said something about floating hose, so I don't know what they use this for. I'd definitely be curious to know. Like, maybe they have some sort of pump system that they use or something, but very interesting. Just a dock, basically, a floating dock that has this hose systems in here. It's interesting. So those hoses obviously can connect into this like pump system. So I wonder if like when boats partially sink or whatever, they have to pump the water out of them or what. Dredge and dock, river and harbor. And this is like a tugboat. So what a lot of people don't know is this is not the ocean. Actually, this is some intercoastal water. So a lot of this connects up to different rivers and the ocean and everything else. So everything kind of can come into here, and they can work on these boats and then take them back out to wherever they go, whether it be the ocean or specific rivers or whatnot. So that's like a dredge boat, and it said Great Lakes, so somehow that went from the Great Lakes to here, and pretty amazing. And this looks like the dock just fell right here. This would make interesting photos. I may do that in the future, but wind's picking up, kind of choppy. All right, so we went out to the end of the dock. Pretty interesting stuff. Looked like even this dock is starting to fall into misrepair, so at some point they'll have to redo this as well. But heading back towards the Blue Horizon, what a cool boat. Like it's a really neat looking ship. It's really too bad, and like I said, we'll throw up some statistics about the history and everything, but really too bad because you know, I like to gamble. In Florida, gambling laws are a little weird, so you know, the boats like that would give people the opportunity to go out gambling. There are like rumors that there was some like mob tie-ins with this boat and different things. I don't know what the truth is, but it is a massive ship, and if they would have kept, you know, the maintenance on it and kept it looking nice, probably would do really well, especially as the economy is starting to recover. But they had nothing but troubles. I do know that, like, one thing after another, that ship was kind of doomed with different issues. So coming in from the back here, definitely has seen better days, but you know, it's cool looking. Several decks. I know one of the decks was kind of like the VIP, and you know, you could get better food, you could get, you know, higher stake games and stuff like that, and then the rest was basically gambling. Now, I don't believe it was a ship that had like your own private rooms and everything. I think you would go out for, you know, several hours of gambling and dinner and stuff like that. But I don't think, and don't quote me on this, but I don't think that it was like an ocean liner that you would be out doing a full-on cruise. It was, you know, an evening cruise to, you know, have some fun. This is all, you know, private property, and you know, you can't go there unless you have a gate. That's definitely a Porsche under there. I could see from the front now. And you know, again, private owners, cruise and guests only. But you know, you'll come out and leave their car there. Like I said, that's probably a Porsche, or could be a Triumph. There's, I don't know. The front end definitely looks like a Porsche to me. And then they got their little boats, their little dinghies. Now from here, you could also see the Blue Horizon ship over there. You can see how much bigger that boat is compared to that, you know, ferry boat next to it, and even the yacht that we talked about. But it's smaller than the Americana, and you know, probably half the size, really. And yet the Americana doesn't look like it's really made for, you know, entertainment purposes. I think that's like a research boat of some sort. But the Blue Horizon was for pure entertainment. You go out and just have a blast.